Make your own free seed tape or seed sheets with whatever you already have in your house. Helpful for those with poor eyesight and mobility issues. Excellent way to get a well-organized head start on your growing season. So let's get started. Hey guys, let's look at how to make our own seed tape or seed sheets. So what you will first do is you will make yourself a equal parts flour and water paste. And if you've ever made pancakes, a roux, gravy, that's usually what's kind of still cemented and will dry from your spoon when you're stirring up your gravy. That's what's left over, that little cementy-like feel. Now you can spread this with your spoon, with your fingers, because it is just flour, a knife, or maybe a nice cheap paintbrush. And this is what it looks like when you're all done. This is a dried example, and I have used these onions right here, red of Florence. So if I set that there, you can see there's plenty of growing room on both sides of this. Even if I have another one right over here, I have got enough soil to go and to flow and for it to get all of its nutrients without being crowded. So this way, when it's springtime, you can do this in the house. You don't have to worry about the wind, because sometimes the wind will take those small seeds and carry them away as you're trying to cup them in your hand. You don't have to bend over, you don't have to worry about the rain, you really just have this done and over with. Some other examples is carrots, beets, peppers. You can also do this on a strip of toilet paper here. And Scott's has a 1-ply toilet paper if you feel better about that. I don't really care. This will disintegrate for me anyway. And you can see where I've got a beet seed here and here and here. And all you really have to do is just cover it up, pat it down so it kind of creates its own little paste there. And you're good to go. So you can have strips, you can have sheets. I did buy this at one point, and I found that this didn't work so well for me outside, because when you take this down, some things small like a carrot, they're just gonna fall out of this. You have to hold this in a certain position until you get out there. You have to be more mindful about how you're holding this and how you're pushing this. I didn't like it. I stopped using it. It also sort of damaged some of my seeds, so I was done with that. Also, lettuce. So depending on, lettuce seeds are very small as well, kind of like a carrot. You would want to have more distance. I put this distance on here, or spacing, according to what this onion requires. So let's say with lettuce, maybe you've got one here and one here at the bottom. One here at the top, one here, one down at the bottom there. Okay, so it's totally customizable. I kind of like to do this at night because I still, especially in the beginning, because I'm super excited, and it sort of gets you a jump start on your day, and you're able to be super organized. So you would want to prepare your soil. Make sure that you have whatever soil requirements, whatever your planting requires, just like your spacing or your distancing. And then once I have that done, I have the soil pretty much as flat in the space that I am having this sheet on. I kind of like to flatten that out And then I will go ahead and water it nice and good, and then I will lay the sheet on top of it. And you'll start seeing how this will start to wetten up for you. And then I will go ahead and I will lay my soil or a good seed starter on top of it, whatever it requires. This requires just 1/8. So if it's something this tiny of a depth, I will just sprinkle seed starter on there because it has a differentiation in color, and I find that to be very helpful. All right, here we go. So I'm going to plant those right next to the onions. I'll do this row of the beets with our toilet paper, and then I'll take the rest of the paper towel out this way. I've already watered this, even though it's been raining for 2 days. I'm gonna do this off camera with 2 hands since it's a little windy. And then I'm gonna put the starter mix on top of it because again, it's been raining. So I'm not going to get actual dry soil. I'm gonna get clumps of mud. All right, so that's how I'm gonna space them. And if you push into the paper towel or the napkin, you can see it's wet under there. Okay, so you can see the color difference in that soil starter, and you can see the little styrofoam in there as well that creates the air. And you can see I've only got about 1/8 of an inch. I'm gonna continue to cover all of the white parts of this paper towel and toilet paper, and then I am just going to mist it, and it's going to continue to rain all day. Check out my Etsy shop, T-Shirt Garden Company, featuring gardening, No Mow May, sewing, tiny house, Zen meditation designs. Link in box below. All right, and now we're just going to go ahead and we're going to mist it in. The seed is going to stay where you put it, so if you put this at a normal shower kind of a spray, your seed will stay, but your soil isn't. So spray it in there nice and good, and then you're going to follow the instructions as to what type of seed that you actually put in here. Of course, they're germinating, so they need to be kept moist until a certain point. I find it's nice to have something like this little bird here to remind me that I just planted, especially when I kind of add here or there because I might forget. I hope that this has been helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I invite you again to subscribe, as I have been gardening for over 40 years and have a lot to teach, show, grow, review, experiment with, and my favorite, a specific variety everything deep dive. So let's try new things together, mix it up, and have a glorious day.